This will be my first video on EVE lore. These videos were meant for your pleasure of not reading and explanations from the real world how this might work in EVE Online. Most of the explanation will be from the EVE lore page or link in the description, but it will be backed by animation and examples from the real world. The first video will be jumpgates, some things I've always been fascinated about since I started the game. Chapter 1: Ancient Jumpgates. It is undoubted that a race capable of interstellar travel roamed our space many thousands of years ago. A number of ancient jumpgates, or fraction of jumpgates, are known to exist in numerous solar systems. Whether these jumpgates were built by our own ancestors or a totally alien race is unknown. These jumpgates have some peculiar traits. First of all, age tests have shown that all these jumpgates were built within the space of 50 to 100 years, and yet the design of many of the jumpgates is a little bit varied between places, like they were constructed by different people. These facts raise many questions. Why were they all constructed within this short time span, and none since? Were they built by the same race, or maybe two or more conflicting races? Chapter 2: The First Jumpgate. The first race to rediscover jumpgate technology is the Omarian Empire. After discovering spaceflight, they stumbled on some remains of an ancient jumpgate at the outskirts of their home system. By studying the remains, the Omarians started building their own gates. It was a success, but obviously lacked another jumpgate to connect it to. The first jumpgates had also a lot of restrictions, which I'll explain later. So they had to build and link the jumpgate in another system, which takes a year to arrive by warping only. Something we do in seconds today took a decade in the past. Dozens of jumpgate construction ships were sent to a new system capable of having jumpgates, with their crew in cryotanks ready for arrival and the build. With patience and virtue, the Omarians have mastered well, and they steadily expanded in every direction from their Omar home system. Now, more than 2 millenniums since the construction of their first jumpgate, the Omarians occupy hundreds of solar systems. Soon the Galantia and Caldari followed, but they did not have the luxury of finding an intact jumpgate as the Omarians did, but fractions and remains were enough to come up with their own theories. After the discovery of a brown dwarf making it a binary system, they finally succeeded in their first working jumpgate. The workings are about the same as the Omarians, with minor differences. The Jovians are not very forthcoming with information about their technological advances in this regard. Today they employ jumpgates functioning on the same principles as the others, but nothing is known on where or when the Jovians acquired their jumpgate technology. However, they have revealed an interesting fact. According to ancient Jovian legends, the Jovians used the ancient jumpgates that scatter the world to travel between solar systems a long time ago, before the jumpgates crumbled. The legends stay silent about the makers of the gate. In the next video we'll talk about the science and theory behind jumpgates. Things will get complicated since wave theories and Einstein's theory of relativity will come into play, but I'll still recommend to watch it. I'll try to explain things as simple as possible.